Hi, guys. I have a new microphone, and if you could quickly confirm that my audio is coming through, that would be that would be great. Um, I tested everything 20 million times, but still. There we go. Great, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I tested it. Oh, it's getting so dark. So yeah, we're in the middle of a solar eclipse, and I complain about lighting because I stream in the evening. It's 8 p.m. here. Um, and in the summer, it's always a little bit like sometimes sundown is around 8 p.m. and you have to sort of add your lights. But now it's like getting pretty dark, but we all know why that is. So my cat wants to go out, so excuse me while I walk, and you can probably still hear me because I bought a wireless microphone so that, yeah, hold on. So that I have a little bit of freedom to walk around and still have like clear audio. And I like buying gear. So that's also a reason. All right. Um, so good to see you all here again. I have been working, I shared some um, things that I did with this on Instagram, and I think I showed you that the drawing that I did on the previous live stream, it was like, it was a general idea. And then I thought to myself, I wish, first of all, I wish my poses are a little bit more dynamic, right? It takes more work to draw a more, well, detailed pose. And then I thought it would be so great if you could like shift them around a little bit, because yeah, I'm not going to draw, this is like a lot, and I'm not going to draw that 4 or 5 times over. No. So I had some poses in my sketchbook that I was happy with eventually, and I tore the page out and I cut the shapes out, and I have the photos again on my Instagram, and I just made different compositions. And I had a bunch of like darker, like these. I made this whole sheet covered in charcoal, and I just tore some stuff out and experimented with that a little bit. And then eventually I pretty much just laid it here, laid it, put it down, and I put some charcoal on the side, and you basically get this ghost image of your shape. And then I did other stuff because I was having fun. So maybe I'll work a little bit more on this, like in terms of, I like the drawing. Let me show you a little bit clearer. Whoop. I like the, I like it. I'm quite happy with it. And there was also this, this is the original shape I think that I drew. There was kind of, because you rub it with your fingers, and last week it was kind of warm, and you get a little bit sweaty, and you transfer that onto your paper, and so even when you erase it, it doesn't fully erase. And there was this ghost image here of that, and I kind of liked it, so I did that, and then I sort of duplicated the same thing here. that was cool. And now I was thinking, how am I gonna transfer that to my canvas, which I will show you. I don't have enough table space, and I have like a gigantic table. It's really big. Hold on. I'm gonna put that here because I kind of want to look at it as a reference. But here is my absurdly large, well, it's not that large, it's just like so weird. Let me zoom out my camera a little bit and not drop my laptop. Hold up. See how big it is? So look at my arms, right? So it's 50 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So it's 1 by 2. I painted stuff on it and didn't like it. I painted over that with gesso, and then I painted over that again with gesso, and then last week I put some paper on it that I had, like the really thin paper, and then I put more gesso on it. That being said, it's still kind of holding up. And yeah, so let me check the chat because I can't read it from here. I'm just gonna lean over the table to read my chat. Cool. Hey, Linda. I'm glad you like it. Kelly, yeah. So the tissue paper, it's cool. It's always fun, and I get like tons of it when I order yarn, which is an indicator of how much yarn I buy. And then they wrap it in like in tissue paper sometimes, and yeah, it's great. So it's got a bunch of tissue paper and it's got a bunch of stuff that was once underneath it, but who cares? So I was not in any kind of mood to redraw all that here because it was kind of the point to not do that. So I thought, if also because it's not the same size, right? It needs to go up, and I measured this before I started the live stream. It needs to go up by a factor of 1.6. So, because my drawing is about 30 centimeters high, and so it's 1/2 bigger, this one. So I want my figures to be that factor bigger. And I don't want to draw it by hand. So what I'm going to do, also, I stole my son's calculator because I'm not doing this. How does this work? It's like an old school. How long is this? All right, so this is 16 centimeters. Yeah, so 16 times 1.6. So that's about 26 and a half. And so the figure would then be like 26 and a half centimeters. And then you can also measure it. Sorry, I'm just gonna lean over. It's 15 centimeters from the edge, but the edge is a little bit more, like my paper was a little bit less wide. So I'm gonna have a little bit more space here. We're just gonna eyeball that, I think. And then we have this one, and I rotated it like this. let's say 15. How do you clear this? Hello? Oh Lord, I'm just gonna turn it on. Off. Go off. Oh. No. Did I break the calculator? Okay, no. 1.6, so that's 25 centimeters. Oh, it's so dark. It's so weird. I'm like wrapped in darkness. 25 feels kind of big. Because... Hold on. It's a little bit over half. Yeah, 25 feels too big because 25 is half of the canvas. So I'm gonna do the top like here, and then the bottom here. Okay. Hold on, let me read. Hi, 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 hi. I love the animals you made. Yeah, they're cool, right? Like, that was... I postponed that rabbit hole for a long time. I was like, no, stop, because I know that if I start buying those patterns, it's gonna go... Well, it's gonna go, right? It's just gonna go. So this weekend, I was like, fine, you can buy a pattern. And yes, I spent all weekend knitting tiny animals. I have all those pinhole images of the sun in my room. Oh, that's really cool. Your AC is out. Oh, that's crap. I'm behind with... Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, it's hot. Like, it's gonna be really hot in a couple of... Like, I think tomorrow it's gonna be really hot here. But today it's manageable. Or at least I think it's manageable. So what I was gonna do is now I'm gonna cast a shadow on this thing. And then like sort of... Oh, I don't even need my... Yeah, maybe I do need my phone. So because I mounted my phone and I tried to get like a shadow, and that worked kind of well. Because it's, you know, a very like pointed light. The flashlight on your phone. And I figured that I get two shadows now. And that's because sorry. Yeah. That's because I'm like in total darkness now. Hello. That's because I have a light over my table. And so this is better. And I figured that if we would just do this, Like in my mind, it works. It's gonna work, don't worry. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Like this. Alright, this is harder than I thought. There was gonna be... it's okay. It's actually harder than it looks, because... I'm trying not to laugh. I want to move my right hand along with my... left. I'm not very coordinated in that way. At least it makes for fun content, right? Should have mounted the paper as well, like the little piece of paper. Yeah, that's good enough. I'll figure out the rest. Whew. That was actually harder than I thought it would be. Let me read. You were in Hungary during the eclipse. Oh, that's really cool. This is an incredible idea. It could have been executed a little bit better. So, yeah, let's try the other one. Okido. Here we go. Why are you... Stop. Oh. Go on. I hate it when my phone makes decisions for me. Like, I think you may have left your flashlight on. Let me turn it off for you. No. I'm drawing. Okay, that one was a little bit easier. Now you can go off. Now let's not drop my phone. And turn my light back on. Hee hee. So, yeah, this is fine. So I just wanted the outer shapes. Like I can fill in the rest. I just want the outer shapes in order to have the shape, the angle, the tilt, the rotation, and the dimensions right. So that was also, I just wanted to have fun. So how fun. But seriously though, how fun would it be if you had a bunch of like stuff that you could, like bunch of shapes that you could cast shadows with and like make different weird compositions. I'm just saying. So I want to grab some paint, and the rest of this live stream is going to be me covering this canvas with transparent paint, so it's not going to be wild. There's some raw umber. I have this black. Can you stabilize your elbow? Yeah, you know, I probably should have done that. Yeah. Tape it on itself. Yeah. Hold it with ice. You have all these great ideas. Who keeps the stick stable? But this is the single life though. Who keeps the stick stable? Because I had my phone, like I was trying it out, and I had my phone and I held the cardboard shape under it, and I was like, this is so cool. But now I'm out of hands. So I have this like what you could call a selfie stick or like a phone mount, and I mounted it to my camera mount. But it's definitely like for complicated, more complicated things. Yeah. Stabilizing the cardboard shape would be good. Creativity expanding ideas, yeah. I think my mom and I at some point had, because I wrote that down in my sketchbook somewhere, that we had ideas about, you know, making, say you make an artwork and then you make some kind of cutout that can cast a shadow, and then you cast a shadow onto the artwork, and it would be like a part of the artwork, you know what I mean? So not just a random shadow, but just as part of the design. Maybe we need some Gamsol. Oop, sorry. Oh yeah. Yeah, those are nice. I have one, I have this phone holder. I have all the small rig stuff, so I bought that one, this one as well. And you just, like, it has a little clam shell that you tighten the screw, and you can put your phone in it, put it in all kinds of positions. And I bought it for my son, because my son sometimes makes guitar videos. And so when he started doing that, he just propped his iPhone up somewhere. And I was like, do you need gear? Like, I can buy you gear. It's no problem. Do you want gear? He's not that gear savvy. Well, savvy, yes, but like he doesn't super care about it. But I do. So I bought it anyway. And now I borrow it half the time. So it's been a while since I've done some backgrounds thingies. One thing that I did learn is that one should not touch the charcoal because the charcoal will be done. I don't know if it was a Let's Face It lesson or if it was just a random, maybe it was a live stream where my charcoal sketch, I don't know what my brain was thinking, but I was like, yeah, let's cover it in raw umber. Sketch gone. So this is raw umber and this is vine, German vine, which is basically charcoal in an oil binder. I'll put this away. And I like covering my backgrounds in or with a cotton cloth instead of a brush. I feel like it's a little bit faster and it's also smoother, like you don't get the brush strokes. See, there was the charcoal and now it's gone. And then you can use your brush, you know, to add stuff. Let me move this a little bit. And also to mix in the gamsol. So I have a little bit of oleo gel, and then some gamsol. Yeah, so I have the foot here because not all of my stuff was well traced. I'm not yet sure if I will leave that like open for now if I'm gonna be working with white. So in that thinking, there might be a situation where I would like to sort of build it up with as you would watercolor, if you will. But I'm not sure if that's just me making it very difficult for myself. We'll see. I'll just move to here a little bit quickly so we have those shapes like down Great mom buying gear, yeah, exactly. He bought new boxes, like we call them boxes in the Netherlands, which is like um, the audio people call them monitors. Um, speakers is what you call them in English. Speakers. And I worked in computers, so if you say monitors to me, I'm gonna think like screens. So he was like blah blah monitors, this and that. I was like, yeah. I was like kind of proud because he's not like into computer stuff too much. So I was like, oh yeah, monitors exactly. And he was like, yeah, you know, I might get 2 and then put them on a stand. And I was like, oh damn, really? You know, because I got a thing or two to say about that. I like monitors on stands. Like 2, 3, I'm game. And you know, after 5 minutes, you start realizing that you're not talking about the same thing. He was like, you know, I'm talking about like audio, right? I'm like, why? I loved having multiple monitors. Honestly, it made me feel like I was in a spaceship or like the International Space Station. Who the hell calls speakers monitors anyway? What are you gonna monitor? Your music? That's actually what they do, like the audio people. So now he has 2 fancy monitors. They're kind of nice. They look nice. They look sweet. Apparently the sound is very good. But I'm like hearing impaired, so what do I know? They're loud enough for me, so. How's the glare? Oh, it's not too bad. Like my light is like right under here, so here's a little bit of. I'm gonna get better lights soon. Or just use my old studio light. It's not that old. Like I just called it old as if it's old. It's not old. The glare isn't that bad. Okay, cool. Like this canvas is laying flat. Like normally I have it up on my wow, my easel. But today I thought let's do this flat for, you know, because of the weird shadow casting thing. I kind of like this combination of the black and the raw umber. What I wanted was a little bit of space on either side. Like I wanted to make things, be able to make things a little bit warmer and also be able to make things a little bit colder. It's getting lighter. I wonder how many cameras and cell phones did not survive this solar eclipse. It amazes me how many people refuse to believe basic science, but maybe after, you know, COVID and the lockdowns, I should not be surprised anymore. But there were a bunch of people on my socials who were like, yeah, I'm gonna try and film the eclipse. And people were like, you're gonna destroy your phone camera. And then there were other people who said, no, the solar eclipse glasses were like some kind of conspiracy to make money. I'm like, it's your retina. Good luck with that. Also, don't really always understand the desire to want to film and photograph everything yourself. Like, there are people with $1 million worth of equipment suitable to photograph and film this kind of thing, and why? I saw people outside taking pictures of the eclipse. Yeah. Okay, well, I would like to see how your phone takes pictures tomorrow when its sensor is burned. Oh well, people are gonna people. Still on camera? Yeah. Wow, I'm very zoomed out. I'm usually not that zoomed out. Okay, I'm gonna do this right hand side quickly. Just one picture won't harm your phone. Yeah, if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, it will. Sensor burn is sensor burn, right? It's not a like gradual process. It's instant. Same with retina damage. Not saying that your lens sensor is the same or your camera sensor is the same as your retina, but it's pretty instant and it's pretty irreversible. Filming is filming is a bigger problem. I took pictures of the light projected to. Oh, that's really cool. Gotta have the glasses. Yeah, you do. There was like a major run on those glasses here and probably over there as well. It's just funny to think that like maybe 400, 500, 600 years ago, stuff like this would happen and people would just kiss their children goodbye, right? They would think it's the end of the world. And now we're like, can I get those glasses? Just gonna do this one little corner here that is under my face cam box thingy. Cool. Oh, this is a giant camera. it's pretty big. We take pictures with the sun in it. Yeah. So what it depends on is two things. The angle of the sun compare, like normally you would not point your camera directly at the sun, which is, it's not recommended to do that. And the second issue with the solar eclipse, and also why people, I heard people say, oh, but the sun is behind the moon, and so there can't be any damage. But the whole point is that the moon functions as kind of a focal lens. So the edge around the moon that you see from the sun is like more concentrated light. So that's the issue. That's why you need all those special, expensive filters that a lot of people have, but I don't. Because of that focal effect, focus effect, if you will, sort of, kind of. I did not know I could ruin my camera. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. So yeah, all right, got it covered. Nice. Let me see if I can grab another brushy. So it's like half dry. That's why I like a little bit of Gamsol in it. Because especially with big surfaces, usually you can continue working after half an hour, which for oil paint is bueno. So we have this fun, like, ghost image. Going on. And it was also what I liked, it was a different position than the one that I did later. Let me see. So the thing with oil paint in Gamsels, here you can see, right, if I do this, it's very wet. And it picks up and it, you can see all the strokes in it. So it has a certain watery texture to it. Not texture, but a watery viscosity to it. And then sometimes what I want is I want it to be like semi-tacky, so that you can still move it a little bit, but it's not so movable, And this is, the same goes for acrylic, except the process with acrylic is faster, and the tacky stage with acrylic is different. Like it's different. But there is this, I felt the same with gesso. There is this process that paint goes through, depending on if you just have paint or a bunch of mediums, depending on the medium, where it changes its viscosity and its basically its characteristics that determine how fast you can move things around. And with gesso, sometimes what bothers me is that it's too wet, and I want it to sort of be a little bit clay-like almost, so that I can work it into my panel, my canvas, whatever. And it helps sometimes to wait a little bit and to keep touching it and see if the viscosity is at a stage where you want it to be, where it can be handled in a way that you want to handle it. And so with gesso, sometimes what I do is I put it on and I leave it to semi-dry. I like flat surfaces. Like, I don't like my background to determine my texture in general. Like, this is an old canvas or whatever. And so what I do is I go over it with a palette knife and I almost like burnish it. And because it's semi-dry, it sort of like squishes into itself, but it doesn't move. Like normally with wet gesso, you move a palette knife through it, you get, just a stripe. That was my story. Thank you for listening. So this is still, you can see, right, it's still very wet. I want it to dry down a little bit so that I can sort of feather it around a little bit. You can take that out still, and if you want to take more out, you can dip this in Gamsol. Like if you were to, say, take a little bit of Gamsol straight up. See? That'll break it up. And you can take it out. And this is the one thing now that I want to put my weight on it, and I constantly need to remind myself that this is a canvas. And one does not simply put their weight on a canvas. Ooh, let me read up. My Derwent graphite Excel blocks came in. So I'm a messy happy girl already. Ha ha ha. Thanks for teaching her. You're welcome. Oh, that's really cool. Today I'm just sort of putting graphite all over paper looking for a face that enhance. This piece of paper turned into some that is so cool. That is so cool. I'm just happy that you're happy with it. Like that's the whole like purpose. Yeah, I was glad I took him out as well. Like I've had him for a while and it was like a thing, but you know, you all know that. Uh yeah, that was fun. Kinda working with those. So I'm just gonna, because we have like 8 minutes. So I might zoom in a little bit. Because I don't think I'll be having like time for the other figure. So I'll just work on this a little bit. And sort of, I'm trying to sort of gauge where this paint is going and what it's doing. Sometimes when you add like straight up paint in an area that is wet with Gamsol, it sort of refuses to take it. There is this interaction between the wet layer and it's one of those things like you gotta do it, and maybe get a little bit frustrated with it to get a general idea of how it works or how it can work. Yeah, this is still pretty wet. This is not that switch from dry media to wet media that dries. And I realized, I think last month, that the thing why graphite and to an extent like pastel pencils, for me pastel pencils were just like graphite that you can really erase very well. But the reason why it clicks for me, I think, in my brain is because the state stays the same. It's dry, the end. It's dry when you touch it. It's dry after the next day, and it's dry in 100 years from now. And this whole like changing stages. I'm gonna move this a little bit to the left. Maybe I'll have a little bit less glare. A little bit. And on the other hand, you know, the openness of paint gives it a lot of flexibility. It gives it a lot of, you know, possibilities that you don't have. Just gonna take this out a little bit before it dries completely. Cool. So I'm gonna let this dry because I'm seeing now like this is very white. There are shadows in my sketch. Obviously, it's not like white. And I made it kind of a mid-gray and I erased that. So I will probably cover this in like this layer, like this level of transparency, and I'll play a little bit with the highlights. I might do this one this week. Oh, no, there's a Zoom call on Friday. So that's like day after tomorrow. Yeah, maybe we can do it then. Because it'll be dry. It'll be fine. This is a big canvas. So, all right. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. Yeah, fun times. Cool. I'm so warm, like I'm literally gonna take off my clothes after this. I'm just wearing stuff for the live stream. I'm just walking around in my underwear here. That was fun. We had a solar eclipse. Yay. We have my giant canvas. I'm gonna grab my laptop because I can't read the chat from over there. Let me see. Sorry I'm not as talkative. I'm pretty lethargic today. Yeah. No, don't worry about it. I hope it gets fixed, like, soon. Um, yeah. Won't your cat jump on this table? No. My cat does not jump. Like, my cat jumps on the couch and on my bed. That's it. My cat is not a jumper. And I'm very lucky to have that because she doesn't get on the table and she's fine. She's like laying on the floor and whatnot. Does not climb, does not uh, do stuff like that. So if I ever have another cat, I'm gonna be so spoiled with her because she doesn't do anything that you need to take care of. Like, oh, I gotta put this away or go. Just cheese. Like, cheese is not safe, but it is a convenient cat. Yeah. No, your cats are like gonna cover everything in hair and little cat paws. All right. Great. I had a great time. I am doing a Zoom call on Friday, so I'll see where I'm at then, and I hope you can make it. It's gonna be super, super hot, I think, on Friday, so yeah, bear with me. Or just join me. Like, I hope everyone's AC is working by then. So Friday, Zoom call, 8 p.m., same time as the live stream, and then live stream again next Wednesday. Alrighty. I had a great time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being patient with my weird thingies. I had a lot of fun. Turned out fine. Turned out great, I think. And I will see you Friday, or if you can't make it, I will see you next week on Wednesday. Bye bye.